guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Quisha and I go by Unappreciated Beauty here on YouTube. And today I have a video for you guys, which is going to be a product review. I recently picked up the Makeup Revolution concealers from Ulta, so I have them right here. Can't wait to get into the swatches and show you guys my overall review of this product. If you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. That'll help me out a lot. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. That way you don't miss another video from me. Okay, so I have 3 colors that I decided to choose from, or 3 shades that I decided to choose from the line to be able to do some swatches and test it out for a full makeup review. I'm only going to do a review on these concealers, so I'll be doing my makeup and showing you guys the overall finish of it. Until then, I'll just be, giving you guys a full breakdown on these concealers. I got C10, C12, and C13. The Ulta by me didn't have C11, and I said C11, but I really didn't mean that because I saw it online and I was like, thank God they didn't have it, because I would have bought it and I would have been upset, because that one has a lot more like a pink undertone to it, and I don't need that at all. C10 was the closest as far as the most neutral, and everything else would have been like a lot more deep, even though I could have used those for contouring, but I wanted to see which shade would be better for me. Plus I like a warm contour now, so I done stepped up my game a little bit. The first thing that I noticed was the amount of product that you get in these. You get 0.11 fluid ounces, which is 3.4 milliliters, and that is in every tube. So I compared it to one of my Fenty samples, and this sample you get 6 milliliters and it's 0.20 fluid ounces. So I know this is a foundation, but you would think you would get a lot more product in these, and I know they try to be safe with it because there's like an applicator inside that pushes down the product, but I think that's what they do when they want to save money in a sense, because they give us such a small amount of product. That way they can say, oh, it's because we have to put the applicator inside of the bottle, and then there it is. But there's a lot of times when I do receive a concealer and there's legit spaces in between. I don't know if you guys can see that, but my ColourPop concealer was the exact same, so I know there's a little bit more space for them to put a little bit more product in these. But I mean, look how small this bottle of Fenty sample is compared to the Makeup Revolution. It's like half the size, you know what I mean? So why don't you guys, if you have a big tube like this, why don't you invest in a pump? That way it'll be, the full bang for your buck. And I'm not just putting Makeup Revolution on blast, I'm putting everybody else on blast, because I do have this Nars concealer too, and you get, I think it's at 0.33, or no it didn't, I gotta look at it, but oh, it said you get 0.22, so you get a little more product than you would get in a Fenty sample. But the Nars concealer, if you're actually using it to conceal every day, this will probably last you about a week, and if you use it every other day, it'll last you about 2 weeks, because some people like using concealers for everyday use. So contouring, is even easier with just a concealer, but I feel like they should definitely put more product in these, or at least concealers should come with a pump, because people can just use brushes or their beauty blender, their normal tools that they use for application anyway. All I'm saying is you really don't get that much product in these. Let me compare. I don't think ColourPop has their, they do. So the ColourPop concealers, you only get 0.14, but you get a little bit more than the Makeup Revolution. This is definitely going to be a thicker consistency. A lot of people were comparing it as a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, and I can't really compare it as far as, the amount of product you get, because it is in a slightly bigger tube. Let's go ahead and get into the swatches. So the first swatch is going to be the Makeup Revolution Resolution Concealer in the shade C10. Can't really tell exactly how the product looked from the bottle, but we'll just test it out on my skin. It does have a huge doe foot applicator, which I don't really care for it, even if it didn't. But let's do C10 here. And I do like the texture of it. It's not as soft as the ColourPop concealer, but it's still, you know, slightly liquidy and soft on the skin. But it's definitely not the same texture as ColourPop concealer. The next one is C12, and it actually doesn't look too far of a difference of color from C10. So that is C12, which is slightly more lighter than I thought it would be. And then I'm gonna swatch C13. C13 could possibly be a good concealer color for me, because it might be just a tad bit too warm to contour with for my skin tone. These are definitely a lot lighter than I thought they would be. I thought they would be a lot deeper as far as C12. I thought C12 was going to be my exact color for concealing. I mean, they are like a good amount of coverage because you can't see, you know, anything underneath. I'm gonna try to use C13. I didn't think I would have to go that deep on my concealer though. Yeah, it's just slightly on the red side. So if it was just a little bit more yellow in it, I feel like it'd be the perfect like concealer shade. So I would just have to conceal with C12 if anything. And a little bit goes a long way. I feel like I'm using so much product just from this. Both are either too deep or too bright. Yeah, this is C13 and this is C12 on this side. And then this one is C10, C12, and C13. Just so you guys can get a good idea of how the colors actually look on my skin. So I'm gonna go off camera and do my foundation and my eyebrows. So I'll be right back. Alright, so now that I look a hot as mess, let's get into the highlight. Definitely going to use C12 on the bottom under my eyes. To get a little use out of it. And then because C10 is so bright, I'm just gonna use a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and like kind of let it dry down just a little bit, and then I'll go in and I'm going to contour with C13. I was gonna dampen up my beauty blender, but every time I do that, it's like my skin is really not like made for that type of application, like a wet damp application like that. I'm not gonna put a damp beauty blender on top of a matte foundation. I'm just not gonna do that. Why I'm looking like a whole Indian tribe over here. This is soft enough. I just got it out the packaging, so I feel like it's not super duper dry. It's soft enough to go ahead and blend out the contour. So I'm just gonna do that, and it did dry down pretty fast. I do feel like it's a little sticky. My beauty blender is making it a little bit splotchy, I guess. And because it's sticky like that, I have to go over it a few times. And then on top of that, my beauty blender is taking away product because I keep having to go back. So I don't know if you can tell, it's a little bit sticky. I have a new concealer brush from the Makeup Shack, and it's the T13. So I'm going to try and use that since it's a lot more dense and it's for concealer. Is it gone? Okay, so for my actual skin, y'all, I look a hot mess. Like, what? It look like I'm about to get ready to put on major makeup. Like, I look like I'm about to get ready for like some I don't even know, like, what the hell. I guess my under eyes has never been like this bright, lowered. But this brush actually blends out that contour a lot nicer than this side. I feel like this side came out a lot more splotchy with the Beauty Blender. This concealer brush definitely did the job. So I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I feel like I have a lot more product left on this side than I did on this side. I'm going to use C12 since we know that one is not as bright. Now, as far as like full coverage, I can say that it is full coverage. I can still see like my dark circles underneath. I use my Maybelline Age Rewind, but I feel like since a lot of the product got pushed away, that's probably what it is. I do like using this concealer brush for this texture of concealer. I'm going to use C13 to contour-ish. I think it kind of like blends in with my foundation. I can do like a natural nose contour with it though. So I'll probably just take a, well, should I take a beauty blender now that I know that it's sticky like that? I'm just gonna use this fluffy brush. This is an M173. I probably shouldn't use this brush. Have on all three concealer shades. I used C13 for my contour, and then I used C10 and C12 to highlight, and I kind of used that in all the areas that you can possibly highlight. So as far as my overall review for these Makeup Revolution concealers, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't like the color range. I don't like the tacky like stickiness. It just doesn't work for my skin like texture. So maybe it'll work out for people who like to like who like a more dewy foundation type of look. I honestly thought like on the swatches, I was like, okay, I can just easily pick out 3 colors, you know, from the swatches that they had online. But for my actual skin tone, honey, no. If you like those types of products, then you'll probably like them. I just don't like the texture of it myself, because I feel like if I'm rushing and I need to put on, you know, just concealer, I would have to literally take my time just so it won't be as like splotchy. A lot of people put on the concealer and they just loved it, so I don't know, but I don't like them. I give them like a 3 out of 5 for the most part, and I mean, that's just my opinion. I bought these with my own money. I didn't expect anything more or less out of them. I definitely wasn't on the verge of comparing them to the Tarte Shape Tape. I guess when people see things, they just automatically compare, and I don't think it's a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. Although the Tarte Shape Tape is full coverage, it's definitely not sticky. It's very creamy and it's somewhat lightweight. I do feel like it blends out very well. There's no like sticky texture to it. I wouldn't say that they were overall just bad. They are nice, but until they have like a color for me that I can actually use, then maybe I can, you know, keep using it for everyday use. I actually don't agree with the amount of product that they put in those big ass tubes. Like, y'all could put a little more product in there just in case someone has their actual concealer shade in those products. Then, you know, they won't run out so quick. I'm not about to keep running to the store to pick up some concealer every week like that. That's just unnecessary money. All shade ranges are trending and everybody feel like, oh, let's have an extended line. Okay, let's have an extended line, but can I have a color, please? I was gonna read some of the reviews because I feel like some people have the exact same review as I do. Normally I pull this up in the beginning, but I honestly forgot, so I'm just gonna pull it up now. Maybe like 20% say that they don't love it. About Tarte Shade Tape Concealer a while back, and it was really cakey and not meant for oily skin, but when I tried this, it was amazing. Yeah, a little does go a long way. I will say it probably isn't the best for dry skin because it dries down really fast and it gets very matte. Some people say it beats the Tarte Shape Tape. I don't see the comparison at all. I don't. So this product is supposed to be a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. It isn't. Okay, first of all, let's stop saying that stuff is a dupe for something and we haven't even tested it out yet. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, when people start saying, oh, it's a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, and it's like, you haven't even tried it out. Like, why are you overhyping this product and you haven't used it yet? And then she said that the fact that it's a third amount of the Shape Tape, so you have to buy 3 of these concealers and probably in the same shade just to get the same amount of product that you get in the Shape Tape, which is the Shape Tape is $27. So I would expect it to be a lot of product in there. These were, I got mine buy 2 get 1 free, and these are literally $7. But you still don't get that much product for $7. I feel like I thought it was gonna be $4 because Ulta was, you know, playing with the price when it first was about to launch. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be $4. Okay, cool. These are literally worth $4. Another one said this lasted me 2 weeks, and I told y'all, I said that you don't get that much product in there. If you use it every day, it's probably gonna last you a week, and if you use it every other day, it'll last you 2 weeks. She said she wanted to break open the bottle to get the rest of the product that was in there, and because the doe foot applicator is so large, you're not gonna be able to get the rest of the product out of there. It's gonna be dry as hell. If you don't have that much experience using different concealers, then you're only going to settle for what's the most affordable. But when you have multiple concealers that you've worked with and you know high-end versus low-end, or even better consistency versus something that's not a good, you know, texture or consistency. That was my review on the new Makeup Revolution concealers. It's gonna be a no for me, but maybe you guys will like the overall texture and the shade range that they do have. Me personally, I don't. But yeah, that was my review and I'm sticking to it. But thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.